coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. And birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. The front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Good morning, good morning. I am sharing this to the group right now. I was able to get it out on everything else, but I got a little bit distracted as I was doing show prep. How are you all doing? Can you hear me? Okay, I did remember to unmute. It's always like I'm scrambling at the last second because I get so many squirrel moments. It is too funny. So let's see. We got Judy here this morning. She was first. Coop tried to get in first, but he was in second. Congratulations, Judy. Welcome, the two of you. Jeanette, Robert. Robert did say that the e-bike that we saw, that will work for his purposes. This is a little bit crooked. I'm going to fix that. So the e-bike will work. So Robert, they're going to be working on their Amazon wish list. We'll get that, and we'll be able to start helping Robert out a little bit. Good morning, Tammy. Let's see, Linda. Good morning. Oh, Tim Walters. Good morning, Tim. James Rinkovich. Good morning. Normally James is on the replay, and I always see his comments. Thank you, James. Oh, Larry. Good morning, Larry. And Mary, good morning. I'm a little bit late today, but I've been a busy little beaver. Let's see. We're putting in a sub panel because I'm going to put mini splits in this house, and there's my current panel. There's not enough room, so we're going to put in a sub panel. And my brother is an electrician, and we were talking through all the stuff I need to buy today. So I'm going to be going and buying some good stuff. I had to laugh. Stark did his motion, but he said he wants a continuance so defendants can find a lawyer. Yeah, good luck. It's a sanction hearing on him. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of you. I don't want to be a part of you, Judge, judging me and fining me. So go ahead and just ignore me, and we'll bring in another lawyer and just give them extra time. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Native Pride, good morning. Yeah, that ain't happening. Good luck. So dumb and so fun. Um, I gotta start pricing because I'm eventually gonna put up I think I'm gonna do a split rail fence around my place, but I need an auger. So again, I've taught you guys about, and I've said businesses are a great thing, having your own home business. I used to borrow that type of stuff and rent it. I don't do that anymore because I just buy it now and then I claim it on my taxes as a business expense. All my tools all come from the they all come from my what's it they're all part of my business now. So that's how I do that. Well, Scott needs to pay for the lawyer. There's nothing really saying that, but who said the judge is going to release him? None. No one. I, I don't think Judge Davis, we've already seen he doesn't play around. So I don't think they're going to be able to get away with that. Good luck. Good luck. I, I, I wish you well, but I don't think it's going to work. Some of these stories that they do, I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. I'm just looking through my X account, looking at Slug did a nice stream. Yeah, and I haven't watched all of it. He did send it to me. I did watch a little bit of it. Um, he wanted to be fair, and I think he was. Whenever you're trying to be fair, you're going to be most times you're going to be fair. It's not going to be as hot today. It actually hit the 90s here yesterday. It's going to be 88 today. Oh, they it's now going to be 89, which is interesting because I got some clouds in here right now. Um, so yeah, we're getting some heat through here, real heat, and because it's cloudy, the sun's not coming through. Um, Hold on, are the signs coming through?
I plead the fifth.
Can you hear the sounds? Are they coming through? Let me know. I made some changes to the stuff. Judge Davis also said when LMNOP dropped her fine, he never wants to see her in court again. Yep. And if they filed that stuff on her behalf without her knowing, as they said, oh, that's a big no. You can't you can't do that. I've never heard of a lawyer being as stupid as Bubbles. How stupid does he have to? I've heard of lawyers that dumb. I have heard of lawyers that dumb. It's rare. Okay, you heard the sounds. Cool. It's rare, but yeah, you do sometimes find these lawyers who just have bad, really bad strategies. And I showed you the one, Roy Den Hollander. We've seen another one, Luftman. Like lawyers who just, you can always tell these type of lawyers because when they get told no and ruled against, they can't move past it. They just can't deal with it. So yeah. Oh, I made my great grandmother's tortellini soup yesterday. So today I've got in the bread machine right now. I've got Italian herb bread right now cooking. So that'll be really good for later on today. It was nearly 100 yesterday. Oh, yeah, I'm not ready for it. In a month it'll be 100. Like A month from today it will absolutely be 100. That's why I'm trying to get this or why I'm trying to get this sub panel put in, because once I have that put in, and I get my tax refund, I'm putting mini splits in this house, which will be much more energy efficient for this place. It's impossible to be fair dealing with all this stupidity oozing from Bubbles Boys Camp. Yes. Yes. Totally agree. What is Slug's channel? Yeah, it's Slug Entertainment. Here. I think I might have it right up here. I'm going to give a little bit of a plug here. It's Slug Entertainment. Here we go. It's at Slug. Really easy. Go to YouTube at Slug. Thank you, Judy. Oh my God, that is so amazing. So Judy just gifted 5 memberships. Some of you lucky people. Oh, I see Tim Walters got one. There you go, Tim. Lisa, you got one. Congratulations to Jan. Congratulations to Shannon. And congratulations to Carrie. You guys all got memberships. Congratulations.
I like money.
Thank you so much again to Judy for that. I really do appreciate it. That really does help us as a channel to grow. So I just put in Slugs. Where was it at here? Did it go through? Yeah. So this is Slugs. If you go to YouTube at Slug, he's also on X. Is he at Slug on X? Hold on here. I do have him. He is Slug Here. He is Slug Entertains on X. So make sure you follow him. If you're on X, follow him. If you're not following me on X, you're missing out. I'm pretty funny on X. I'm always doing just bad jokes. I have a family member. He's a criminal defense lawyer, and what I've heard, he put Bubbles to shame. You know, you got to be careful though when people say that. I have family members who years ago we stopped having a relationship with them. I don't like saying that they're narcissists, because I think that word is thrown around incorrectly and way too much. I will say this: they're not good people. They are not good people. And I remember as a kid, my great uncle, they would trash him. Now, he was the younger brother to my grandfather. And my grandfather was very protective of him. My grandfather was a firefighter, and he did things so that my great uncle could go to school. And he went to the University of Toledo, got his degree, became an attorney. And Toledo's not a bad law school at all. But I remember all of my aunts and uncles just trashing him over the years. Just like saying how he sucked as an attorney, and just a lot of things that were just, not nice. Hold on here. I'm trying to get this adjusted. Does that fix it? No. It just keeps hanging lower and lower. There we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, so my aunts and uncles used to just talk shit about my great uncle. And come to find out years later, and it was all because when my grandfather died, it was a very tragic thing. And it took a long time for the payout from the life insurance. And a lot of that was because my grandfather, he died saving my dad and my aunt. He's, as I've talked about this on the show before, he is on the Fighter Fighters Memorial in Toledo. He was the first ever who passed from an off-duty incident. but his actions were determined to be in the line of duty. It's something he would have done in the line of duty, so that's why they did that. He ran out. He ran out onto the ice after my dad and my aunt had fallen through on a snowmobile, and the ice broke underneath him. Him and my dad kept my aunt afloat and alive, and before they were able to take them out of the ice, and he ended up dying of my grandfather died of a massive heart attack. Well, my grandfather had changed his will uh, just before, like within the year that he died, and it ended up being like this whole big family scandal, right? But he kept that from the whole family for decades. No one knew about it, and he was, you know, in the background trying to get this will that pretty much cut my grandmother out of everything. We didn't know. Apparently, they had severe marital problems, and he was looking to divorce my grandmother. And so he was trying to get this will kind of set aside so that my grandmother and the kids could get the money. That and the life insurance company, they said, oh, he ran onto the ice. He ran and jumped in because the news report said that he had jumped in the water to save the kids. That wasn't the case, but because they said that, the life insurance company was like, we're not going to pay. That he was trying to commit suicide, even though he died of a heart attack. But my great uncle, who had he was a lawyer. He was like trying to fix all this stuff for my family without them knowing. But it took a long time, and because that, my aunts and uncles had all this resentment to him while he was alive, even though he was trying to do what he thought was right. And incredibly nice man. Like my dad never held resentment to him, and he was always around. And later in life, we kind of like when we cut that side, cut out my aunts and uncles. We got very close to him, his wife, and his kids, and I'm thankful that we did because that's when we learned the truth about everything. It's really weird how these family scandals can do things, but because of that, and because I heard, oh, he sucks as an attorney, he never listened to him and all this stuff. Because of that, I'm very leery of what people say. I need to see a lot of negative stuff before I'm like, yeah, that attorney sucks. Um, and don't get me wrong, I've had bad attorneys. I had to fire one straight up. Uh, he just would not do what I asked him to do. And it wasn't like I was asking him. I was like, hey, I need you to subpoena this information. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, why not? Well, it'll cost too much money. I'm like, I will pay you. I will pay the money. Subpoena the information. He just didn't want to work, is all it was. Um, but yeah, he wouldn't. And it's like, no, you're my attorney. You will do this. And he was like, well, I'm just going to ask the judge to relieve me from the case. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You can ask that. I'm going to ask the judge to keep you on until you do this. And I remember the blood ran from his face because here's the thing. A lawyer can ask to be removed. What the judge is supposed to do is ask the defendant, are you okay with this? Now, I didn't make a big deal of it because it helped Jeremy, but when Attorney Martin said, I want off the Ohio case, John and Lynette could have said, oh, no. We object. We want him to stay on. And had they done that, the judge could have said, well, okay, they're objecting. You have to stay on the case, regardless of any negative stuff. That's why Bruce, he never even advised John and Lynette of that. Never advised them. He's also their attorney. Didn't give them advice. He is a horrible attorney. And you see it in his actions. Making funnel cakes for breakfast. Yeah. AVA and Minnesota Black Robe Regiment later on today are going to have a story that involves yours truly. I cannot talk about it because there are still legal things happening. But you will learn a lot about this guy if you subscribe to their channel. You will see something that's very shocking. Very shocking. So go to AVA, go to Minnesota Black Robe Regiment. His is MBRR Podcast, and subscribe to them. Oh, here's TC. He's telling me to hit the brakes, Skipper. Hit the brakes, Skipper. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing it so people can. No. I'm not committing you to a timeline. If it doesn't come out today, it doesn't come out today. But that was what we talked about. Looks like it. You don't want to miss it, is what I'm saying. You want to subscribe and turn on notifications. And it's something I have talked about, but I have been advised I should not talk about it. Yeah, he's probably a good employment lawyer. Yeah, he's doing things that's not... Bubbles is doing things that are not his expertise. And he really seems to suck. He tried hitchhiking to town to get some... Chuck their... Oh, yeah, people are bad. People just do... Yeah, TC, I know, is being very thorough with this. In fact, I still owe him some products. But he's being very thorough. But I've got a couple people that have... Is it out yet? Is it out yet? And I'm like, when it's out, I will send it. Hey, Greg. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you having you here. I have to set this up. So make sure you follow TC, follow AVA, turn on notifications. It's going to be good. I mean, let's hear from TC and AVA. Is this not a shocking video? I want to see Bubbles behind bars. Very hard to do that for an attorney when they're filing court stuff. There is legal protections and legal immunities for filing things in court. It doesn't mean that he can't be held accountable, especially to the Bar Association. In fact, I was looking at making a bar complaint. If I, it's a knockout. Yeah, this is why. Yeah, you want to see this video. So AVA, Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, you're going to want to see it. I'm interested in hearing. We've talked in general about it. I'm really interested in seeing them analyze it and hearing their take on it, because it's one thing when you're close to something, you can't, it's like being in a movie theater and getting too close to the screen. You can't see everything. And I'm very close to this situation. But once you get someone who steps back, then the whole picture comes into light. Jeremy's video last night is damning on Bruce. I did not watch Jeremy's video yesterday. I will check it out. I do have to go to Home Depot today, so that's going to be at least a 20-minute drive. So I'll check it out. I will check it out. Like I said, I want to buy an auger. I'm going to check there in Harbor Freight. Yeah, we can put their links up. Stand by. For TC, it's MBRR Podcast. Just go over to YouTube. So there's his. AVAs is a little bit harder to find. I always search a Veterans Affair Media, and he comes right up. It's going to be a bit. Well, after TC puts out his video, if you want to put out the unedited, you know, that, you know, at least then you at least have that up. And okay, thank you, Shirley. Thank you. Thank you, Mercedes. Yeah. I'm going to be sending stuff to them again. And I know that there are people who are going to, like, once this video gets out there, there are going to be people sending it all over to other YouTubers and to other people passing it around. So once it hits the street, and don't feel free to reach out to me. You know, anyone who wants to talk about this, I cannot talk about it, but anyone who wants to talk about this will be able to. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by a couple things here. Some notifications. I just got a guy. He's arguing with me about the Second Amendment and how there's the Heller test. And I was like, here's a judge who totally disagrees with it, does not agree with my side. He's still affirming what I'm saying is true. And this guy is like, well, that's proof it's unworkable. I'm like, no, that's an opinion. It's not proof, it's an opinion. But the proof is what I've told you is the law is the law. Some people, they don't understand the difference between facts and opinions. It's a shame. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, subscribe, and sharing this out. I do thank you for your questions and comments as well. Rapid firing straight facts. Yep. I'll be looking to be interested in seeing his video today. I just haven't watched it yet. My little man is still sleeping. It's 8:24. He's so lazy. Did Robert get his Amazon wish list up and running? I have not seen it yet. But once we have it, we will be sharing it. Okay. No, that's not what I was. Come on, go away, go away. So yeah, we're trying. I don't have anything on it. We're trying to get his Amazon wish list up, and there'll be other things on there once we have it. Robert, he needs some clothes. He needs some clothes. He also will need a washer. I am looking. We might be able to get him a used washer. But yeah, the e-bike that you guys found, he's already said no, that works. So yeah, he doesn't know how to set up the Amazon wish list, so we're trying to get someone to set. I think Nikki is. Am I correct? Nikki is going to set that up for you, Robert. I think that's what was going on with it. So we'll get that set up. Yeah, we'll get that set up for Robert. But also, once we have it set up, Robert, he needs some clothes. If we can get him a used washer, he lives in Northern California, like near Southern Oregon. So I think we can get him a used washer. And then after that, then we're going to focus on getting him money so he can get his car registered, pay off court fines, stuff like that. We might be able to get those fines waived Um, I'm talking to a couple attorneys here in California. The downside is that he's Northern California, I'm Southern California, and he's like 10 hours from me. So it's not like I can just go see Robert. Uh, but we're trying to find some resources that will be able to help him with some of this stuff. I don't want to just do a fundraiser for money and just start throwing money at problems. If we can solve, like, if we can get these court fines because he is indigent, get these court fines waived or at least reduced or something, then, then we'll get him on a path of where he should be. Yeah, Georgie said she would help. Yep. Georgie and Coop have seen the video. After TC and AVA put theirs out, yeah, they're gonna be they could be doing it. I this AVA saw this video when it was first created well over a year ago, and it's been sitting and people have been like, can I put it out? Can I put it out? Can I put it out? And I asked them no. Well, some things happened this week that said, okay, I'm not going to prevent it anymore. You guys have it. You can do what you will with it. I am no longer involved, and I cannot talk about it. I cannot talk directly about it. I can talk indirectly that it's out there. I have my favorite is helping, but she doesn't know how to set up a wish list either. Okay. Robert, are you... Thank you, Linda, for the $40. I can help Robert financially.
I like money.
We will be doing a GoFundMe or a Give Send Go for Robert eventually. We want to get this Amazon wish list and try to get some of his immediate needs met. So we have short-term help, long-term help. I can make a music video today with the video, just won't have any context. Coordinate with TC. Coordinate with TC. That's what I'll say. I'm not the driver of this. You two, you two, it's your channels. You guys get to do what you wish. I've just asked a lot of people to support you guys. That's what I've done. And I know how TC operates. I think TC's, we've had some discussions, and I think TC's kind of enjoying being able to do this. Georgie, Mr. Coop. Yeah, and when I'm offline, I can help. I'm doing what I do. I want to make it impactful, if you'll get my meaning. Absolutely. Yeah, I get it. I get it. TC is a good man and thorough. But already in talking about this video, he's already had what? That are you saying this happened? And I'm, me and AVA are like, yeah, that happened. And he's like, oh, wow. Yeah, it's impactful. Or as AVA said, it's a knockout. It is a knockout. Good morning, vet firefighter. Always appreciate your comments. Just looking to see what else is happening in the news. Oh my God, these people are still the Abrego Garcia. They're like, oh, they ordered to bring him home. No, they ordered them to facilitate his release and return. That's like when the government says, oh, you may issue a concealed carry. Vice, you shall issue. Okay. May issue does not have any actions tied to it. Nothing concrete. Shall issue, yes, you have to. And that's the problem with this case. People are like, "Oh, Trump lost." No, it said facilitate. What does facilitate mean? It means, hey, I'm going to contact my contacts over in El Salvador and say, hey, if you release this guy, we'll pick him up. That's facilitating. Now, are they demanding a release? No. That's the thing. The Supreme Court knew, and that's why it was a 9-0 decision. That they knew that the Supreme Court has a very heavy hand. And when they tell someone to do something, there's ripple effects. They did not. In fact, when they GVR'd it, which is grant, what are they, grant, vacate, and remand. Okay, and pretty much it's just sending it back down to the lower court judge with instructions. And if you read that decision, the instructions were, hey, just we're ordering the administration to operate within its legal means. And the administration's position is that they cannot order his release. That's what that order, I'll happily read that order if people want me to. I was doing a lot of motions and orders, and a lot of people are doing motions and orders. And me, I'm a guy who, I'll admit, I go to the beat of a different drum. I do things on my own. So yeah, you know, I I'll always do things a little bit differently. So I've kind of moved away from reading the motions. I still may. I'm not opposed to it. Um, I just like to offer something different. Even, here's the thing. When I read the Jeremy Hale's motions and stuff, I get a ton of views. A ton of views. Like, I will get 1,000 views. If I don't do that and I just talk about it, I'll get, a couple hundred. And that's okay. Sometimes I'll chase the views, sometimes I don't. But I do like having something different for you as an audience. You can get a lot of stuff from different places. I want you to get something different from watching this show. Court orders are meaningless if there's no mechanism of enforcement. 100% TC, and the Abrego Garcia had no mechanism of enforcement. And people saying, oh, Trump lost. He won. He won. And I don't like, especially when it comes to Supreme Court stuff, I don't like putting it in terms of wins and losses. I like putting it more in forms of orders and direction. That's the way I like to kind of do it. But yeah, like Trump really wasn't ordered to do anything. Like, yeah, because they didn't fundamentally disagree. The Supreme Court could have said, oh, the administration is wrong. They have this authority and they're going to do it. They didn't say that. It's always with the Supreme Court, you got to look at not just what they say, but really what they're not saying. Because sometimes that speaks the most volumes. So you've got an Amazon account. Okay. Then we can get you we can get you over the hump. If you are have enough trust into myself or Georgie or Nikki to give us access to that account, we could probably help really get it set up for you. I am not looking to buy stuff on Amazon and like order stuff on yours. I do fine. I've got my own Amazon account. I understand that takes a little bit of trust though. I'm not trying to. I wouldn't want to tell you how to suck eggs. Yeah, me and Linda, we're both in San Bernardino. We're way down south. He's almost to Oregon. Uh, some of these people, they just can't get past Israel. It's like, and it's always Democrats. Well, I should say majority. And it's like, you do realize the reason we give Israel so much money is because of the Camp David Accords, which was signed into law by uh, Jimmy Carter. They loved it for years. They loved it, and all of a sudden they hate it, and now they're blaming Trump. Like, there's plenty of stuff to blame Trump for. Plenty of stuff. You want to blame him for the tariffs? You can blame Trump for the tariffs. We can have that debate, but Israel? Which question about Elon? I'm sorry, I don't remember the question. Uh, okay, okay, we'll do. I just got a message. Um, is oh, I've got to go into a different area. What do you make of Elon having his private security team being granted federal marshal deputization? I mean, it's a right of the president. Um, that's the thing. It's really, at the end of the day, I don't think it has a huge impact. And for people that have a problem with it, okay, why? Why? Like, give me your reasons why. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not valid. The private security being granted federal marshal deputization. I mean, I will happily have the discussion. I just need to know, why should I be against it? The administration admitted it was wrong, and they shouldn't have had it. I'm learning about it from you guys right now. And the thing is, there's a lot that the government does incorrect. As I pointed out, Jack Smith was not appointed to special counsel appropriately. It's done and over. So I'm not one of these people who's like, go get Jack Smith. Like, no, you just correct it. And if it was done inappropriately and they revoke the deputies, that's fine by me. Blame Trump for being orange. Yeah, he's definitely orange. You're a supermod. TC is a part of. He's a part of Veteran Nation, so he can be. TC can be as mean to me as he wants, and when he's on air, he's normally mean to me. I actually encourage TC to be mean to me. I find it hilarious. There we go. I just took care of some backdoor stuff, that some housekeeping stuff that someone asked me to take care of. TC and AV8 are great. Yeah, they both have their own brands, and I want them to do as much with Veteran Nation as possible. Veteran Nation is not like, yeah, I'm a co-owner, but I could have called this the Skipper. Like, I could have called this channel the Skipper. We decided to call it Veteran Nation because we were like, if any other veterans want to come on here, build their brand, do stuff to build their brand, we want to be able to do that. Now, the problem is I get a lot of criticism. This is not a free-for-all. Like, while we want people to come, we want veterans to come here and use Veteran Nation to build their own stuff. That doesn't mean free invite. Any veteran can come on here. And because at its core, we still have to protect the brand of Veteran Nation. I've offered people, no one wants to know about your backdoor stuff. No, it's just housekeeping stuff. But yeah, we have to protect the brand because, at the end of the day, it's somewhat about credibility. Some of it is also about monetization. It's about liability and legality. So the people who are like, oh, Skipper doesn't have veterans on, or he brings Georgie on, or Mr. Coop on, and they're not veterans. At no point does this say this is only for veterans. At no point have we ever put that out there. Even with the veterans I've offered this to, I have vetted them. I've watched their stuff. I've seen what they're kind of about. And only then did I say, hey, if you ever want to use Veteran Nation for stuff, by all means, you can. So that's the type of stuff, I've gotten criticism for. And, that's fine. People can criticize me. They absolutely can. But doesn't mean anything that they're doing is better than me or that I'm wrong. Yeah, AVA. I invite him on. He knows. I think both of them know. They ever want on, all they have to do is tell me, hey, I'm coming on. And it's like, okay, great. By all means. There we go. I'm adjusting a couple things. That should be a little bit better for me. I'm already liking that change. Skipper, backdoor activity is your hub. Don't make me bring Lynette on screen. I do have to put a little chair her so she can sit here. I was clearing out. I had tax stuff sitting here. Now that's all in the other room because I'm preparing for my taxes. I already filed an extension. Every year in January, I file my tax extension because then this week there are people scrambling, and I don't need to scramble. I refuse to do it. I only come on to embarrass you. By all means. By all means, TC. Me and TC, at our core, we can have disagreements, but at our core, we both kind of have the same values. We kind of come at things from the same place, and where we end up may be different, but at least we both have the respect to know that we're coming at it from a good starting point. It's always Mike's fault. Yeah. And there are people that criticize me that could be like, oh, he believes everything Trump says. You guys are educating me about the whole martial deputization stuff, and it may be wrong. I didn't hear about it until you guys. And no one is above criticism. I'll say that. No one is. Even myself. Even Rogue Mama. You can criticize. I'm just teasing Rogue Mama. How long have we been going here? Does this say? Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, 49 minutes. Okay, I'm probably going to wrap things up in a little bit here. Is there any other stories you guys want me to go over before I do wrap this up? I'm just going to take a look. I don't care about that. RFK drops a slur. Don't care. Is this the end of the line for model railways? There's a model train museum down in San Diego. They kicked me out because I came in dressed as Godzilla. They didn't want me in there. If you don't get that joke, I can't help you. Can't figure out why a model train museum. would not want someone dressed as Godzilla. The martial status thing is worrisome for me. Yeah, I'd be interested in looking who decided it, how did they decide it. I mean, on its face, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. Um, I'll be interested in reading about it, and I will read about it today. It grants the team QI. So was it just a means to give them that classification code? Uh, because then I do understand it. But if there's other means, to do that, let's do the other means. What's your thoughts of the release of the Menendez brothers? I did not follow what happened with the hearing. Are they getting a new trial? I was looking at stuff about the helicopter crash. I did see where you could see the tail rotor off, and it was the rotors, and they were broke off from the rest of the tail. Now, the rest of the tail, when we watched that the other day, it went down without the rest of the tail. So the rotors came off and the tail came off, and those were both separate. That to me tells me it was not a bird. I could be wrong, not an expert. I would definitely deflect to Larry on that one if he's still in here. But I saw those rotors, like the propellers falling themselves. And you'd think if a bird went into it, those likely, even with a bird, they will break off or kind of break themselves, disintegrate. I didn't see that. Model trains are very expensive, yes. It's because the crime is being committed against Tesla and others. Okay, so right there, yeah, I don't think that's a good justification. Yeah. Look, you had the FBI. Let the FBI investigate that. I don't see why U.S. Marshals would even be doing that. Any new info on the Northern Nevada female guardsman? Yes. Kind of. I tweeted out a lot of the stuff about it, and the state senator who is pushing this bill did retweet me. I am gonna reach out to their thing, to their office, and see what support we can offer. I'm still gonna do that form letter. There's more coming from that case. I'll be interested in not just what happens in the state senate, but also with the court case. Yeah, they're getting released. Okay. Yeah, the tail rotor was falling in the ocean. Helicopter went down the other side. Yeah, but the tail was. I didn't see. I still have yet to see where the tail was. So that to me says there was possibly a maintenance problem, potentially even negligence. Yeah, I've seen the main fuselage. I've seen the impact of that, and I've also seen the one of the blade in the water. But I did not see one with the tail. And when I say the tail, I'm not talking about the rotor. I'm talking about the big long part on the back of the helicopter. NYPD detective arrested after allegedly grabbing female cop's rear. Cops behaving badly, never a good thing. NH Press Now. That's one thing I was starting to talk about. So I follow him, and he does some really good journalism work. He's an auditor. He does get in the face of people, but he also does give people credit when they do a good job. I don't think he's necessarily an anti-cop auditor, but he has sued some cops, and he won a case against Charleston, New Hampshire, and he's doing a federal lawsuit. And Charleston, New Hampshire is a very small town, but there's a lawyer who acts as the town attorney who is not giving him discovery. And because of that, he went to her place of business, her private practice, which does, because she does do stuff for the state and stuff for the town there. It's to be open to the public, and she tried to have him trespassed. So I am considering a letter to the bar, um, to the New Hampshire bar, just to voice my displeasure. That's basically what cops do. TC was a corrections deputy. He's not a cop hater, but him and I have seen a lot of bad stuff. I'll be following about the guardsman. Nor it's close to home. Yeah, that is. I think that should be a much bigger story than what it is, and I'm not going to let that one go. Um, there are several of these cases that, like, they cross a boundary to me, and I know people are not going to be talking about them, so I'm going to talk about them. Like, yeah, I like talking about Jeremy Hales. Um, I'm doing that one because I was watching that one from its inception. Um, but if I didn't have any of that special knowledge, I might not be talking about Jeremy Hales as at least as much as what I do. Uh, but oh, okay, okay. Um, well, hold on here. Hey, Robert, are you okay if I give your information to Coop? Um, just because I'm on here. Because I'm gonna send him your email, and he's gonna send you some stuff to help you get your Amazon wish list going. Because yeah, I'm just live right now. I can't do it. Uh, there we go. There we go. So yeah, just it's coming at you, Robert. Um, but yeah, so that's again, I march the beat of a different drum. If everyone's talking about this, I'm always looking at what are people not talking about that they should. And that is a case that people are not talking about. And I also like it because I think I need to actually get with UTC on this because I think this is a key story about Defend the Guard as well. So TC, I don't know if you saw this. There was Sergeant First Class Allison Bailey. She is passed. She was thrown out of the National Guard for 22 various counts, uh, two of which were sex with a subordinate. Why did she admit sex with a subordinate? Because she was sexually assaulted and reported the sexual assault, and they took reprisal against her. And they kicked her out, and a month and a half after she gets kicked out, she ends up dead from a medical condition that she was receiving care from while she was in the National Guard, but after she got kicked out, she no longer had medical insurance. And then in this, we've discovered that, yep, you're not anti-law and order. And in reporting on this, I have discovered that people in the Nevada National Guard do not have a right to court martial. So they do not have a Fourth Amendment right, and they do not have a Sixth Amendment right. So they can just administratively process you. And that's what happened to her. And that, folks, is wrong. And we need to protect our Guard. Our National Guard is important. We need to protect them. So yeah, TC, that we may want to. I'm gonna reach out to the state senator of Nevada and say, look, you're working this bill, and it's great. We also need to do the Defend the Guard. There's no reason why we can't, get everything to align with this. Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, oh wow. A friend of mine got snow up in Pennsylvania in April. She just posted pictures. That's crazy. What is this? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I got people sending me stuff. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I got a oh, thank you, Coop. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I got a couple things I got to get to, and obviously I've got to reach out to a couple of you guys. I will be back tomorrow. We'll be doing this, and I've got an hour, which is pretty good. But yeah, definitely make sure you subscribe and follow AVA and Minnesota Black Robe Regiment. You'll want to watch their stories about yours truly. The National Guard is the only true military according to the designs of the founders. That's kind of true. They did not. It was a big debate of whether or not to have a standing military, and they wanted militia. And while the National Guard, and I've had to explain this to people, is not the militia, it's in the because some states still have a militia. Ohio still has a militia. Georgia still has a militia. And when I say militia, I mean just regular citizens with their weapons who are able to respond in a time of need. And but yeah, the National Guard is kind of in that tradition. Um, the reserves are a little bit as well, but the reserves are an augmentation force. But yeah, it's what TC said here is very true. Um, hold on here. I'm just making sure that I have the right. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Thank you all for all your questions, comments. Please share this. Please like, subscribe. Subscribe to TC. Subscribe to AVA. Keep an eye out. They're going to be putting stuff out. Yeah, I'll be here. Oh, Texas has one too. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think there's a couple other states. I'm not 100%. But yeah, check out what they have because it'll be coming. It'll be coming. But I'm not the one putting out the timeline. I do not control anything of their platforms. They are their own men. They have their own stuff. But it's shocking. So, all right, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakening at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awaking with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awaking with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awaking to lighten her load. America's awaking to lighten her load.